With rumors circling about the next Nintendo console coming out sometime in 2025, I couldn't help but think of all the games that I played and loved on the Switch. While the same rumors say that the Switch 2 will be backwards compatible, I still think that some titles deserve to be enjoyed on the platform they were made for. Welcome to HotFix Gaming. I'm Joy. Here are my favorite Switch games of all time that you should try before the Switch 2 comes out. Number 14. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. With amazing boss fights and the new Funky mode, which, by the way, is not a mode for babies, it's just slightly easier. Tropical Freeze is an upgrade to the Wii U game and a welcome one at that. I've spent endless hours trying to get all the Kong letters in a single run. You have to, otherwise they reset when you reload the level. And don't even get me started on the bunch of puzzle pieces that would later on help me unlock bonus levels and game art. Overall, it was loads of fun, and only sometimes a bit tedious. Number 13. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. For a newcomer like myself, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 did an amazing job at not making me feel stupid for missing the games that came before it. Yes, there were some references to 1 and 2 here and there, but nothing that can't be solved by watching some cutscenes on YouTube. From what I've heard from others, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is the most emotionally charged game of the series, and honestly, even without playing the other 2 games, I am inclined to agree. I shed quite a few tears throughout this game. Now all that's left for me before the Switch 2 comes out is to get my hands on Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 and play them as well. 12. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I'll have to admit, this is the type of game I bought simply because I thought the character was cute. Yes, I know. It's a silly reason to buy a video game, but Kirby ended up surprising me by how enjoyable, fun, and accessible it was. This is definitely a title that you should consider, regardless of whether it's your first time playing the Switch or your millionth. And it's also incredibly child-friendly, so you can let your kids or younger siblings play it too. There is also a little bit of a trick to playing local co-op, where you press the plus button after starting a stage, choose play co-op, and a second controller can join the game. However, there is a caveat to it. The second player has to play as Bandana Waddle Dee, and it may be an underwhelming experience to them, given how Bandana Dee only has a spear and a few types of attacks with it. 11. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I've never heard of Rabbids before until I bought this game, but once I got to know them a bit, I fell in love with these goofy characters. Sparks of Hope was a lot of fun for me and made me really appreciate turn-based combat. It was kind of like playing a game of chess, but instead of pawns, rooks and whatnot, you have Mario and Rabbids characters with various movesets and weapons. It made me think 3, 4, even 5 steps ahead and really consider my resources and available moves. It was great fun. 10. Bayonetta 3. Yet another series in which I jumped into without having played the previous 2 games, Bayonetta 3 felt a bit easier to get used to compared to Xenoblade Chronicles. As many have said online, Bayonetta 3 is pretty much a standalone when it comes to the story. However, the caveat is that its story is the weakest out of the 3 games. Their words, not mine. But hey, combat-wise, the game is amazing. The combat kind of reminded me a bit of the Devil May Cry series, as well as allowing me opportunities for style and creativity, all thanks to the wide assortments of wild weapons at my disposal. 9. Super Mario Odyssey. I know, some of you may be scandalized by the fact that I've put this game at number 9 and not higher on the list, but hear me out. I'm an old school type of gamer. I prefer my Mario in 2D. You'll see that later on in this video, actually. However, I have to give credit where credit is due. Odyssey is a great and innovative Mario game. The use of the hat was definitely something new and cool to try, and the mechanics are great. I think that if Odyssey wouldn't have launched the same year as Breath of the Wild, it really could have won more Game of the Year awards. Number 8. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I love fighting games. In fact, one of my favorites is Mortal Kombat, but getting the chance to play as some of my favorite Nintendo characters and fight my friends or strangers online was definitely a cool thing. However, if you get easily stressed out when you have to make a decision, I don't advise you to look at the Super Smash Bros. Character selection screen once all the characters are unlocked. Oh, you might have a stroke. And if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure to let me know by hitting that like button. 7. Super Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'm a simple gamer. Give me a couple of nostalgic franchises like Mario, Zelda, Animal Crossing. make a video game where they can either fight each other or race each other, and I'm happy. Super Mario Kart 8 was so much fun, especially when playing in local co-op. Although I do have to warn you, if you care about your friendship and want to keep it, don't throw that shell. Number 6. Pokemon Legends Arceus. In my humble opinion, Arceus is the best modern Pokemon game out there. Is it because it's the first kind of open-world game in the franchise? Is it the story? I can't exactly put my finger on it, but I know that this is the first Pokemon game in a long time that when I finished it, I just wanted to go right back in and start all over again. I hope they make more games like this for the Switch too. Number 5. Luigi's Mansion 3. When I first got this game as a gift, I was kind of skeptical. Who would want to play as Mario's less famous brother Luigi? I thought to myself. Little did I know that this fella oozes personality and is quite fun to play. I loved the game mechanics, the story, and the boss battles were just the perfect amount of challenging without being frustrating. I ended up loving this game so much that it ended up on my top 5 Switch games of all time. Number 4. Super Mario Maker 2. Remember when I was talking about Mario Odyssey and said that I like my Mario in 2D? Well, Super Mario Maker 2 is the reason why. Between its story mode, build mode, and endless mode, I had so much to do and not enough free time to do it all. I still pick up the game to this day on a regular basis to discover even more of it. I particularly loved the endless challenges and always tried to beat my own record on how many different levels I could play in a row without dying. It's interesting to go through the levels that other players have created as well and see the new and inventive ways in which they use blocks and materials. Number 3. Yoshi's Crafted World. Yet another game that I bought because I thought the character was adorable. Yoshi's Crafted World was one of the first titles I've ever played on the Switch, and it's the one game that I've played multiple times over. You might think to yourself, oh, it's just a platformer, what's so special about it? But for me, it was the creative way in which the levels were designed. It was the character and the cute little noises that it makes when it jumps or throws an egg. It's the soundtrack that I still hum to myself while working. I can't find a single fault to this game. I just hope to see more Yoshi games launched in the future. Number 2. Animal Crossing New Horizons. My Animal Crossing obsession started during the lockdown when I couldn't go out of the house and had nothing better to do but play video games all day. In a way, Animal Crossing kinda kept me sane by making me do such mundane tasks that I couldn't do in real life at the time. The characters are adorable, the way they talk is so cute, and the little devil in me always enjoyed waking Blathers up in the middle of the day to show him my newest fossil. By the way, does anyone else get Lone Shark vibes off Tom Nook, or is that just me? Number 1. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I still prefer Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom. Sorry, not sorry. Maybe it's because this is one of the first Zelda games that I ever played. Maybe it's the open world aspect that drew me in. Maybe it's the story. Or maybe it's just a mix of all of those things put together. But Breath of the Wild will always hold such a special place in my heart. It's easily the best game I've played on my Switch, even though other titles have launched in the meantime. But hey, what Switch games did you love the most? Let me know your favorites in the comment section below. And if you enjoy gaming content and want more, be sure to check out the videos linked on screen.